Boom. I think we recorded. Or maybe you gotta accept the record. It don't even matter. New to this Zoom shit.
I don't know.
Mike,
Think
what's
it-
good, bro? How you feeling?
What up, Ian? How you doing, man? I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. Feeling good, man.
It's good to see you, dog. Always a pleasure. You know, you're one of the one of the most interesting people that I know, I'd say. You,
Yeah.
you got okay, so
Yeah.
you got stories for days, right? Like I met you in Hong
Yeah.
Kong. You let's start with the fact you've been a professional basketball player for what, like 15, 16 years now? Something like that?
Yeah, like about like 15, 16, yeah.
And like what are some of the countries that you played in?
Man, I started off in China. Well, actually, I started off in China, and then my first 2 years, and then my third year, I played in Dubai, and then and then I got on with I was with the Lakers for a while for like training camp, and then preseason. I got cut like right before the season, but I was there with like Kobe and all that. But yeah, I played D League, and then after that, I played all over like the world. Too many countries, like it's gonna take forever to name them all. Like over 20. So
That's
yeah.
wow. We're definitely gonna get into China and into playing with Kobe. That's like wow.
Yeah.
But what was like your favorite country you probably played in?
I get asked that question a lot. I got like a top 5, but
What's up? Let me get at least 3
I
of them
mean,
Jones.
not in any particular order, but like Dubai. Dubai's up there, Japan, Thailand, Maldives, and damn, there was one more. What was it? There's one more. I can't think of it.
It's cool. You've been to too many places, dog. That's a nice little.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice squad.
Yeah.
That's wild. Dang, dog. All right, so let's take it back. You was born in Tacoma, Washington, right?
No, I was born in Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah. 206. Shout out
Hey.
206. Supersonics. Bring them back.
Yo.
Bring back the Supersonics. Damn, no. You know what I'm saying? I grew up Sean Kemp, Gary Payton.
That's a squad.
Tough. We got the Seattle Storm though. Shout out Seattle Storm, Sue Bird. Yeah, I think they won a championship last year. WNBA, Tarasi, Space Jam 2 did her thing. Yeah.
But yeah, what was it like out there?
Yeah,
like
man.
it was because I remember you telling me it's a little hood situation. Like
And what? Where?
oh, so you was born in Seattle, but you wasn't raised in Seattle, was you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I was born in Seattle, and then I was raised in like Tacoma, which is like in between Seattle and like Olympia, the capital. So I was raised in Tacoma, but then I went to middle school in Olympia, and then I go back and forth from Olympia to Spanaway, Tacoma area, because my mom stayed there, but I was staying with my aunt. So I went to middle school in Olympia and high school in Olympia. So I was like born in Seattle, grew up in like Tacoma, and then went to high school in Olympia. So it was cool though, man. Like my high school, like my upbringing, I had moved so much when I was younger that like when I went to Olympia, they took me in, because I was tall and everything, and got me into basketball, and like community like really like helped me, and so I liked it there. So I didn't end up moving back to Spanaway with my mom. I ended up staying in Olympia, playing ball there. I had like a lot of different teams wanted me to go like cross country to go play for their high school, because my high school wasn't a big like basketball high school, but I just like the dudes there, and like it was a cool vibe. I was cool with everybody, so I just stayed there and went to high school. I played AAU though, it's not as AAU wasn't as big now as it was back then, but that's what helped me get looked at by the schools and get ranked and everything, and then end up at UCLA for college. So yeah.
Yeah, he was probably 7 foot, probably killing him in high school. I can't imagine. It's all dunks.
Yeah,
But
high school was fun. Yeah.
okay, do you remember what you averaged in high school?
Um, I think I averaged like 20 and 10, like 2 blocks.
Straight 20 and 10. That's what's up. Good enough
Yeah,
to get you that scholarship to UCLA.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I was ranked like I think I was top 50 like in high school.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like at AAU, like playing AAU is where I really got looked at because I played in like all against all the other AAU teams like in LA, Vegas, Indiana. And that's where you kind of like got to go up against the best. And then there was like a Nike camp and Adidas camp. So it was cool, man. Even though I was from this small little high school, a small town, like I still like got ranked and all that stuff, and I still had scouts and everything looking at me. So it was cool, man. So it was a blessing.
I mean, if you get buckets, you get buckets. Like they're gonna find you one way or another.
Yeah, man. Basketball is international now. It's worldwide. It's everywhere. So that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing, man. It's come up all over. They got basketball. They got basketball in Saudi Arabia. They got basketball in places you wouldn't believe, man. Hooping in the deserts,
Facts, dog.
Baghdad.
I was shocked when she hooked me up with the job at Top Flight. I was shocked they had basketball in Thailand. Like I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Like, but maybe just hooping
yeah,
everywhere. And you definitely got to experience all of that. But I want to hear
yeah,
about UCLA, dog. You played 4 years, UCLA. That's like a legendary college, LA.
yeah.
Well, I guess let me start with who are some of the people that like NBA fans would know of that you hoop with?
Man, the crazy thing about like the 4 years out of UCLA, I think I played with like probably like eight like guys who are in the NBA, and I think maybe like one or two of them are still active. But like Trevor Ariza, he's still playing.
Facts.
Luke Richard Baamute. Uh,
Wow.
Ryan Hollins like plays in the big three. I think he's retired from the NBA though. It's like announcer, like analyst. You know what I
He
mean? You probably
definitely,
seen him. He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
definitely.
Hollins, that's
You,
my guy though. We both came into UCLA the same year. So
mm.
yeah, but yeah, there was Hollins, there was Jordan Farmar.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He was a
He
problem.
was on the Lake when I was on the Lakers for a little bit. He was on the Lakers too. And then there, I already said Trevor. Then there was Aaron Afalo. He played in the league forever. There was him, the Jason Capono, shooter.
Oh
I think he has
shit.
he has a couple of rings. Has like couple of 3-point championships. Damn, who else was there? Yeah, Cedric Bozeman was in the NBA for a little bit. Dejon Thompson, they're all in the NBA for a little bit, but they all had like good careers overseas. So there's a lot of dudes. And then Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook came in the year after I graduated. So
Wow. Yo,
yeah,
what was it like just hooping with all these tough ass balls like day in and day out? Like,
man, it was tough. Like definitely had to like step your game up. It was way different than high school and like even AAU. But the one good thing about going to UCLA is like every summer, like all the NBA players, like the best NBA players, like overseas guys, they all go to UCLA.
facts.
Like it's called the men's gym. They all go to UCLA and play pickup to stay in shape like all summer long. And it's like invite only. So playing at UCLA, I was able to go play in these runs like every summer for like all 4 years when I was at UCLA and even the years after. But so I got there was times in summers I was guarding like Kevin Garnett, like in his prime, like all summer long, all day. Like because I was the tallest and he's the tallest, and KG would walk in the gym, I'd be like, damn, I gotta guard him. So I used to guard Kevin Garnett like every day, man. He always talk shit to me every day too. I'm like, and nothing I can do is say to him, is he one of the best, you know what I
Right.
mean?
That's
So we got
wild.
to play with all NBA players like Baron Davis, you name it, they came through UCLA. So that really like stepped like our game up, you know. Was being able to play with like the pros and play with all stars, man. So that's where I got my confidence and stuff. Because college is cool, but when you're playing against dudes you see on TV in the NBA, the best in the world, and getting buckets here and there, and like you gotta elevate your game when you get embarrassed. They're the best. So that was the coolest thing as far as that was the big thing that helped me like just develop and get better and see how like pros how they carry themselves and all that. So, yeah.
Damn, dog. I can't imagine like hooping against KG. And I
Man,
remember
every
you
day,
saw you
bro.
got that's
Every day,
wild,
dog.
dog. He had to give you
Bro,
buckets. Like he must have
yeah,
given
I'm
you.
like, yeah, he would go at me, bro. This is when I think he had just signed like his $100 million contract. I'm like, damn, that dude has $100 million right there. It's crazy, you know. It's like he's like ducking in to walk in the gym. He's like 7'2", bro. Like crazy jumper, like super long. He looks like an alien. Like I ain't gonna lie, like how big and long he is in his head, and he's hella dark. He looks like a big ass alien, like a 7'2" alien. No offense to him at all, but that's what I thought when I see like he coming at me. Like I'm like, damn, I gotta guard this thing.
Yo, yo, that shit sounds crazy, dog. Yo, that's a fucking amazing
Yeah,
experience, dog.
yeah.
What was like the overall energy of UCLA? Like, I remember like you telling me about it. That shit felt like he was a superstar from the
It was.
jump.
Oh yeah, it was crazy, man. Like the one thing, like my first year, I didn't play a whole lot, and like we had a terrible season, like the worst in like 60 years. Like it was bad. Like we'd be on campus, people like fans and students be like, "What's wrong with you guys? Like why are you guys so bad?" Like it was tough going to class, bro. Like we were bad. So we got a new coach, and he kind of like shook things up, and then we were better my sophomore year. And then like, cause it was like it's kind of like LA has fair weather fans. When we were playing shitty, like they were booing us. They weren't coming to the games. Like it was tough the first year, but then we got better as like we progressed to my sophomore year, junior year, senior year. We got better, and even my senior year, we made it to the Final Four in the
Uh,
championship game. You know, end up losing in the finals to Joakim Noah, like Al Horford,
oh
and all
shit,
them from
right.
Florida.
They had like
Yeah, they beat us.
that was like a big four. They had some other niggas we know too. I forget Brewer, Corey Brewer, right?
Yeah, Brewer. Yeah, they had Brewer. They had this white dude who could shoot it named Lee, I think Humphreys. He was like he
Yeah,
could shoot. They
right,
had like
right,
an
right.
NBA team. All
They really did.
their whole team came back and won it again the next year, and then they all went like first round.
Oh, did they have Al Horford too? Or am I tripping? Did he say that?
Everybody, I think everybody stayed. Joe Kim, Noah, Al Hope, they all stayed, and then they won the championship again.
Damn, that's wild. I remember watching that game in like I don't know how like maybe like high school or middle school or some shit. Like that was a
Yeah,
legendary like game back in the day. Like that's
yeah.
wild.
It was in Indiana. We are playing in front of like 80,000 people, man. That shit was wild. In the RCA Dome where the Indianapolis Colts play.
Wow. And that's wild. So definitely need to know about so during the time in UCLA, you had an experience with someone who was like, I guess a superstar, a movie star at the time. Well,
Oh,
could you speak on that a little bit?
uh,
Say
I'm not
whatever.
gonna say a whole lot.
Okay, that's
I'm not gonna
cool.
say a whole lot, but yeah, yeah, man. Like being at UCLA, you know, I got a chance to like kind of be around like just like actors and actresses and like other famous people. So like it was cool, man. Like and got to be cool with like some of them, you know, other ones just like allowed me to come to our games and stuff. But that's LA. That's how LA is, you know. So yeah.
You're not trying to speak on who that was.
Nah.
All right, that's
No, I'm
that
gonna keep
is
I'm gonna keep
hell.
quiet about that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
this is better that way, right?
no problem. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, no, yeah.
No,
But no,
play
I used
safe.
to like I used to be cool with like a couple of people like Nick Carter, you know, Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys.
Yes, sir.
Like his sister, like his sister Angel Carter, like they had a show called House of Carters. But I met her like when I was out one night and I just got back from China or somewhere and like I got her number and like whatever. The next day I got like I was talking to my boy, like, oh, I met this girl. He gave me her number. I was like, her name is Angel Carter. He's like, what? I was like, Angel Carter? He's like, bro, that's fucking so-and-so. You got a show? And I was like, what, for real? I just got back to the States and I was in China, so I didn't know this chick. He's like,
Right.
yo, hit her up, hit her up. So like, hit her up, shit. We met like a couple times. Like, it was cool. And like her little brother's Aaron Carter, who just got done fighting Lamar Odom. I don't know if you saw that. It was some charity boxing shit. Lamar Odom knocked out Aaron Carter in a boxing match.
Yo,
Like,
that's fucked up, dog.
hearing
Yo,
that like doesn't even, that's just, yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. And Aaron Carter, Lamar Odom, like,
who thought of that?
but yeah, man.
Yo, that's wild. Okay. That's what's
But
up.
yeah, I guess that's one. That's yeah. That's one story. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't gotta get into that. So your senior year, I want to say, you got hurt your senior year, right?
Yeah, man. It was kind of tough. Like my yeah, my senior year, because I had started like most of my sophomore year, started on my junior year, and then so going into my senior year, like I was like ready to go. You know what I mean? This is like my last year. You know what I mean? I had put in some work. So, but it was crazy. I ended up getting hurt like right in the preseason. I was doing like clean and jerk, like press.
Hmm.
And like I pulled it, I went over my head and like I felt like a pop like in my groin. And it was weird. And I was like, what the heck? So like I stopped that exercise and like I finished my like lifting workout and I still had like individual workouts afterwards. So I just kind of powered through and did it, but it kept hurting more and more. And then we had to play pickup 5-on-5 and it was killing me. And went to sleep. I iced went to sleep, woke up in the morning like I could barely walk. And I went and got an x-ray, I had like a torn groin. I
Hmm.
was like, and this is all supposed to, I was gonna be out like 6 to 8 weeks. And the season started in like 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks. So it was like I'd never been hurt before, never really missed a practice, never missed a game. And then so I got hurt right off the bat. And then after 6 weeks, I came back from that. Then I sprained my ankle like bad. So I was out for like three weeks. And then I popped my shoulder out against Temple. Shout out Philly. John Chaney was coaching. I popped my shoulder out in that game, man, like twice. And then I was out for like I don't know. I kept getting hurt and hurt, and then once I finally got healthy, like while I was hurt, coach was like, "Yo, we're going like we need you back, blah blah blah, we need you back." And when I finally like got healthy, like he didn't really play me. And then long story short, we made a championship, lost the championship, and then my season was over. And it was kind of tough, but yeah, shit, I worked hard that summer and ended up playing on the Lakers summer league team, and then got by to training camp. But I ended up going to China camp and signed in China, like signed like good contract in China, and I was there for 2 years, and that's how I started my career, like
That's
pro
real.
basketball career.
That's real. But yeah, you
Yeah,
coming straight from Cali, like living the life of that you was living, let's say, and then you move you didn't go right to Beijing, right? Didn't you go to some other place first?
yeah. I was in Dongguan,
Wow.
Guangdong Providence, Dongguan. Nah, but
Yeah.
it was it's like an hour and a half south of Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah, from
Oh
hour and a half
shit.
south. Yeah, Dongguan. It's like southern China. So I was there, bro. It was crazy, man. So I was there for like 6 months, right? And I lived. It was me and another American, and then the rest of the team was Chinese. Coach Chinese, everybody's Chinese, right? So this is my first time going to play pro overseas, and they put us in like dorms, right? Like it was small little dorms, and like I'm like, damn, I didn't really know what to expect. My first year overseas, and I'm in China. Like I was in culture shock. Like when I first got there. This is 2006, right? Or 2000. Yeah, this is 2006. So this is like before smartphones and all this stuff, you know. Still CDs and DVDs were still popping, you know.
Let's go.
So yeah, but so no, but it was crazy. So I go and I look in the my bathroom. My bathroom is like a toilet seat, but like in the ground, like you know
Oh,
what I mean. It's a toilet seat, but like in the ground, like a hole. So it's like it's a toilet, like it flushes, but it's in the ground. And I'm like, yo, well, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this ain't a toilet. Like, what the hell is this? And then Chinese people just laughing at me. I'm like, and a teammate was my next door neighbor, the American. So I'm like, yo, bro, this is what you shit in. And it was, bro, it was a hole, like basically a hole in the ground, and the shower's right next to it. So it's like you got to shower like over the toilet. Like, so I basically like had to squat to take it to take a dump, do all that stuff for 6 months, bro.
that's
I
tough.
did this shit in China for 6 months. So it was crazy. But yeah, we had practice every day, 2 a days every day. The gym was across the street, so we just walk across the street. But I had like practice, yeah, twice a day, every day we ran. Like it was crazy. We barely had any days off. Like it was wild. Like it was a grind, but I got better, man. And then ended up doing well and went back to China. Went back to China the next year, but that next year I was in Beijing. Beijing was dope, man. Like Beijing was popping. Like when I was in the city before my first year, I had like a routine. I go to practice, come back, shower, eat, take a nap, and go to practice. Come back, shower, eat, and then go buy DVDs or go buy series. Because in China they were like 10, 20 cents. You know what I mean? So I had Entourage. I had all these DVDs. I just had them. I go buy new ones every day. And I watch a few at night, or one or two at night, and I go to sleep and I get up. I did that every day for like 6 months. But then of course we traveled during the season and played. But like, man, I was so like being in China is such a culture shock. But it was crazy. Like, as soon as the season was over, flew back to America. And like coming back to America after being gone for like 6 months and never been overseas before, especially in China, like it was crazy, man. It was like being born again. Like everything you see is just like, especially being in Cali, just people speaking English, just like how much taller Americans are, bigger they are than like, the Chinese. And like, but yeah, man. So I just whatever you do, like, yeah, like, travel if you can. I see. Travel if you can. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, popping. Yeah, so you definitely gotta tell me a little bit about like what it was like to be in China, because I remember when we was in Hong Kong together, it was me, you, and Ike, and you're 7 foot, Ike is 7 foot, and we was downtown Hong Kong, and these motherfuckers were freaking the fuck out, like they was just like y'all was like I don't even know, like it was like it felt like what the fuck is this nigga's name? Not God, yeah, like Godzilla, dog. Like there was like it was like a million people all like taking pictures with their mouths out. I remember y'all stopped traffic, and and nobody noticed me. I was just in the back cracking the fuck up, and like where y'all went caused a storm. Like what was that like?
The one thing I regret, like all these places I travel, was not like taking footage and like having like some like just footage. You know what I mean? Because like some of the stuff you see like in Asia and just around the world when they see like a 7-footer is like crazy, man. Like in China, like you were saying, what you were just saying, like me and Ike in Hong Kong, that was like, I remember that Chappelle skit of his Hong Kong on his King Kong and he's walking through. That's what it felt like. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's Godzilla. And he's like walking through the city, like, that's how that was me and Ike, bro, walking through Hong Kong.
No,
I was walking through Hong Kong, bro. That Chappelle skit in a nutshell, that was Hong Kong.
that shit was so funny to me. Like, you're right. I wish I could like just watch that shit on video, because like that shit was so funny, bro.
It was probably annoying at the time, but like thinking about it now, it's hilarious. But that shit was like every day, every time we walked outside, it was like that, man. But Hong Kong was cool, man. Shit, top flight, boy. Top flight.
We're gonna get into that. Yeah, is there anything else you want to speak on China, or because I feel like that's just a crazy experience, like just to like.
Yeah.
I feel like you was mostly just in the crib, like just hooping, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Man, the Chinese, like that's the one thing I'll give them, like they work hard. Like when I was in China, like they make you gotta earn your money, man. It was the double days we had to do lifting. Like it was demanding, man. We had practice usually like 4 or 5 hours a day. So that's your job. That's basically all you're doing. You know what I mean? And then once the season starts, like they cut back on the practice because you're traveling more and for your body. But they run you into the ground because like they got a different style of training out there than like in America. It's just like go hard, And a lot of these people like burn out early, like just their body and everything, just because of how they train. And they don't really know how to train. They think you gotta go like all balls out when it's not really like that. Or you can do that, but you're not gonna last long. Not gonna have longevity. But no, China's cool, man. Like their fans, everything. Like I played 2 years there. The one crazy thing is I shot a commercial with Yao Ming, like my first year in China. Like me and the other American on my team, like he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, like these people want to do a commercial for the company Hire. They do like refrigerators,
Oh, yes, sir.
ovens, yeah. So that company's big in China. So it's like, yo, it's for hire. So I'm like, what, for real? And he's like, yo, they're gonna pay us like so and so amount. I'm like, oh, for real? They're like, yeah, for one day. I'm like, damn, all right. So me and my homie, we go to this like little shoot in China, some random city, and we shoot this commercial. So it's dunking, shooting, like we're in like this like all white gear. But like the funny thing was Yao Ming was never there. They just placed him, like put him in the commercial afterwards. After we made it, they put him in the final edit because they were saying Yao Ming. They were saying he's gonna be in there, but he was never in. He was in the final commercial, and like me and my teammate were in there too, but he wasn't there when we shot it, which is like damn.
All right, they get to meet.
It was
Yeah.
cool. Like it played all the time. Like when I came back to play in Beijing the next year, my teammates were like, "Oh, it's you on TV." Like it played all the time, so it was dope. But that was like my first commercial I shot, and it happened to be in China. So that was cool. So yeah, China's love though. Like they're like the number one sport in China is basketball. So every single game would be sold out. You know what I mean? They
Mm,
don't play soccer out there. They play basketball. Their sport. So they love it out there. The number one sport in China. Like more people play basketball in China than there are people in all of America. You
that's
know?
wow. Yo,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, yo, I think it was China. I remember you was telling me like one of these countries they was throwing batteries at people. Like they were, wasn't it like weren't there wild ass fans in China? Or was that somewhere else?
Yeah, that was in China, man. I don't think it only happened like once or twice to me in my career, but yeah, they were crazy. Like this one city, like in China, like after like we beat the team, they're like booing and they were throwing like cups and they were throwing batteries. So we had to like run off the court because like I don't know why the fans were just crazy. I think they're all drunk, you know what I mean? And there's China, so China's wild. Like the one crazy thing about China, bro, is like especially back when I was there in '06, like they be smoking like in the gym,
Like cigarettes.
like in cigarettes in the gym. So like let's say
Wow.
you come out to warm up, it'd be like a big old smog and like fucking smoke. All
Oh,
the Chinese dudes are out there smoking. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and like it was crazy, bro. So like, man, they'd be smoking and then like it just be have to play with like the smoke and all that, man. It was wild. Yeah, China, man. I got way more. I got all kinds of different stories about China, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
yeah, that shit is wild. And then you said you kicked it to Dubai next.
Yeah, I was in Dubai. Yeah, I played in a tournament actually. After I played in Beijing, I got asked to play in a tournament in Dubai with a team from Jordan, Amman, Jordan.
Hmm.
So I met them. I met them in a. Oh, this is the crazy thing is freaking. My agent told me, "Oh, I got you a gig." And actually, I think after Beijing, I went to Poland for like a little bit. That's a whole other story. But then I got this thing to Dubai. He's like, "Yo, I got you a gig in Dubai." I'm like, "Damn!" Like it's only a month or so and so. I'm like, "Shit." And he's like, "They got you a first class flight." I'm like, "What? For real?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a $10,000 flight. It's a first class Emirates flight to Dubai." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Make sure you get the mileage for this flight because it's gonna be like triple because you're first class." So my first flight is LA to New York. That was a regular flight, and then I get to New York, and I freaking I have this little path. I go to the Emirates Sky Lounge. That's like the big airways in the Middle East, you know. And I go there and I go walk in. It's all flat screens. They got like champagne, and, like just all kinds of drinks, like lobster, filet mignon. I walk back to the lady. I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "How much does this stuff cost?" And she's like, "Oh, you got the Skywards like coupon." She's like, "Oh, it's all free." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Yo," so I went straight to the champagne, straight to like the lobster and filet mignon. Like I was calling people. I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to go to Dubai first class. Like I'm on the champagne." Like it
That's,
was crazy, man. I hopped on the plane. Had like it was like the recliner seat, first class. And like this shit was like ridiculous. I'm sitting next to probably like kings and queens headed to Dubai. And then I sit down and give me like a champagne, like a strawberry in it. Had like first class meals, and I passed out. Woke up in Dubai, and I ended up playing in Dubai for like it was cool, man. I got there like at midnight, and they brought me straight to the gym. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" They're like, "Oh, it's Ramadan." they're like, oh, the team, like they just stay inside all day and then they fast and then they eat at night and then we practicing like midnight. I'm like, what, basketball? They're like, yeah, practice at midnight. So we practicing from like 10 to like 11, 11 to 12 at midnight. Like the first month I'm in Dubai, you know? So I'm like, this is crazy. I didn't really know what Ramadan was. You know, I mean, this is 2008. I was a
Right.
young boy, like 20, 24, 5, you know, never been to the Middle East. I was hella scared flying in the Middle East. I'm like, is it gonna be safe, you know? But so anyways, I get to Dubai and the first month I'm there, I'm like, it was Ramadan, so there's nothing going on. I heard Dubai was popping, it had like clubs, all this shit going, but it was Ramadan, so everything was dead. So my first month there, I'm like, but the team gives me a brand new Hummer. They give me a brand new Hummer with the
What?
gas card. Yeah, they're like, because I had it in my contract to get a whip. And all the other Americans, there was like 7 or 8 teams, and each team had an American. All the Americans had had Toyota Corollas,
You had the Humvee.
and they get coaches. My owner was like, "Oh, you very big. Corolla no good. I gotta get you SUV." So this dude gives me and my teammate. He's American. He gives him a Toyota Rav4, and they pull out a brand new Hummer H2 for me, white one, and give it to me. And the crazy thing was, had an expired license, like Cali, like driver's license, and they needed my license to put on file. And I gave it to him, and somehow it worked. And I'm like, damn, all right.
Yo, that's
So
love.
we're smashing through Dubai. I used to like let the air out of the tires and go hit the sand dunes, just like
Oh
dipping out.
shit.
But it was cool. Yeah, I was in Dubai for like 7 months. Played out there. They had the opening of Atlantis Hotel, that big old hotel
Yeah,
in
yeah, I heard
Atlantis
about
on
that.
Palm Jumeirah. They had to open. They had the largest fireworks like ever. It was like a 10-minute fireworks show in Dubai. They had a like Oprah Winfrey, Chris Tucker, Michael Jordan was there. Like I went out one night in Dubai, and the club I was at was Club Zinc. I'll never forget Club Zinc at the Crown Plaza in Dubai, and then Michael Jordan was there that night, like partying, and I was with some of the basketball players, and like he had like security call us over, and then we went and like, we were partying with Jordan. He had like 2 white girls with him and like a cigar in his hand. Like it shit was crazy, man. I was
That's
like, damn,
love.
okay, Dubai is dope. Yeah. So Dubai, yeah, Dubai was cool, man. And because all the other guys on the team had jobs, so they were kind of like the basketball level out there was like pretty low, but like they paid bank out there, you know what I mean? So it was like a paid vacation. You only practice once a day, and it was from like 6 to 8 p.m. So you had all day. And then so I was a young dude. I was single, so I was going out all the time to like out in nightclubs and stuff in Dubai. Like I was having a good time, man. Like and just being young, living life in Dubai, man. And
With the Hummer
shit, that,
though.
that shit was, yeah. I had the Hummer, bro. And the crazy thing is, I'm gonna tell another crazy story about in Dubai. It was my roommate in college. He played basketball and volleyball at UCLA, and one of his teammates in Puerto Rico like lived right below me. He played on the volleyball team for the same club I played on the basketball team. So he played basketball. I played basketball. He played volleyball for the same club in Dubai.
Or
So we ended up like talking and meeting each other or whatever. But anyways, I had a manager, and I was like, because there was no alcohol out there. You can only buy alcohol like not in the stores, only at clubs, and it was super overpriced. So like my trainer, he was like from Bulgaria, so he told me, he was like, yo, there's one place in Dubai you can go and buy alcohol. You can buy as much as you want, but he's like, you have to like sneak it into your place. He's like, we're like, what? He's like, there's a water park like 40 miles outside of Dubai, and they have a liquor store. It's the only liquor store like in Dubai. It's out in the desert though. So we're like, what? So me and this volleyball guy that I met, we drive out in the Hummer. We get 2 duffel bags, and we 2 big ass duffel bags. We drive like 30 minutes, follow directions, and it's crazy because there's no alcohol in Dubai anywhere, bro, anywhere. And we drive in to this like we're driving to this place. We walk in, and it's like a big ass like liquor store, bro. And they have like the big Magnum bottles. They have everything, every type of alcohol you want. Me and my friend, it's like something out of a movie, you know what I mean? Me and my friend look at each other, we're like, yo, what the fuck? We had been in Dubai for months, and we always had to buy alcohol at the club and do all that. So, and like, I used to throw after parties at my place because I had a big ass place. You know what I mean? I lived by myself. Like it was so. I used to have people after the club come over. So, anyways, I spending like $600-700 on alcohol. My boy spent like 500-600. We put it all in duffel bags and then brought it back to our place. And then so we had a big old stash full of it. So we had after parties, and when people would come over, like we'd sell the bottles like 100 or whatever. We're slinging liquor
Slinging
out there like
bottles.
in Dubai. Everybody's like, "Where are you getting this from?" We didn't tell anybody, bro. We kept it like our little secret. And I still got the business card for that place. But like,
Hey,
well, I was hustling, like selling like alcohol to the side when I was in Dubai, man. Like it
yo,
was crazy, bro. So
man, I know, and I know
that
those
was in
parties was
Dubai.
crazy. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, I party with like Little John. I was talking to this one girl. I was talking to this one girl because like in Emirates they have a like Emirates is the flight that I flew first class on. It's like the biggest airline in the Middle East, and like their academy and headquarters are in Dubai. So they have like 20,000 stewardess who live in Dubai from all over the world who are like trained to be like Emirates like stewardess. So like I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It,
Yeah.
shit, don't even matter. That shit,
Yeah.
that shit sounds crazy,
Yeah.
dog. And
Yeah.
then the next
No, my
after
bad.
you
Oh,
got it, you got it.
my bad. My bad. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. So this one chick, basically, long story short, she invited me. She's like, "Yo," she's like, she knew Little John. She's like, "Yo, Little John invited me to this private party. This is like in this club in Dubai. So you want to go?" So like, I ended up going, and it was cool and stuff. But then I guess she was like, she told me afterwards. She was like, "Yo, hella John." She's like, "Yo, Little John, like, Little John's hella jealous of you." Oh, like, why? He's like, "Oh, because I guess he was trying to get with me, and you came with me, blah blah blah." But I don't know. It was more of the story. But yeah, I was out there with like Little John. I
Lil
guess he
John was
had beef with
hating.
me. Yeah, he was hating. Like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, damn, man. So it was funny though, bro. Like, yeah, like he's like, "Oh, I invited you. You bring this dude, blah blah blah." But I was like, damn, Little John, I ain't liked him since, man.
Bro, fuck Lil John. Just fuck Lil
But
John for
yeah, man.
following. That's hilarious,
But
dog.
Dubai, yeah, Dubai was cool, man. Like Dubai was love. I was there. It was 2008, so I know it's so much more doper there now. That I know they built so much other stuff, and like, but man, Dubai was like that was my first time in the Middle East, and like the Middle East, like I played in like 5 or 6 other countries in the Middle East, but Dubai, that was like special. That was cool, man. Got to like really learn about the Middle East culture and everything. So, so Dubai was love. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, before we kick the Lakers, what are some other countries you played in the Middle East?
I played in Qatar, played in Jordan, I played in Bahrain. Um, I played in like Egypt and Morocco. That's like
Facts, facts.
that's North Africa, but it's close to Middle East.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Was it Jordan? Was it? I think it was you, or it might have been one of your homies just telling me like I think in Jordan, it was like wild, wasn't it like a bomb threat or some shit at one of the games, or am I tripping?
and I had a friend, guy he played at UCLA. He played in Lebanon. I think this is back in like around 2003, 2004. He played in Lebanon and somebody threw a bomb on the court. It wasn't like a huge bomb, but threw a bomb on it. He had a video of it, and like I remember seeing it years ago, and I was like, "Damn, bro, it's Lebanon! Like, what the like on the court? Like, I was like, what? I'd never seen that before, and still haven't seen that. But everybody just kind of scattered. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was a
but
moment.
I've heard of stories though. I've heard stories though of dudes being like in the Middle East, like while there was war, like shit going on, and like they were stuck there for a while, like couldn't leave their house, couldn't get out the country. It's like it's real over there, man. Like the
Right,
Middle East is a whole nother country, bro. It's a whole nother like world place in like America, you know,
right.
so much
Yeah,
different. But
yeah. I remember we was hooping with like some older white boy. I think he said he was playing. He played in I think he played in Jordan. He was talking about he knew people who played in like Syria or some shit. I don't remember, but
yeah,
he
yeah,
told me a couple.
I
Yeah,
played against teams in Syria. Like the first time I got in Dubai, when I told you I was playing with the team from Jordan, like it was a Middle East Cup, so like it's all the best teams from all the countries. So I played. There was like Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, like what else? Qatar, like Bahrain, Dubai, all the top all top like those countries, like all the top teams are playing the cup. And like a lot of these countries at war and hate each other, so the games would be crazy, bro. They'd be so lit. Like I was over in Dubai, like when I was like it'd be Lebanon playing Syria, and those two countries hate each other. Even if the fans hate each other, like Lebanon would be here, Syria would be here. They'd be yelling, cussing at each other. Like sometimes lighting fireworks off. They had like a big old band. Like they'd start fires. Like bro, it was like you thought college was crazy. They do lighting fires, like fighting in the crowd, bro. Like, it used to be that lit, like in the Middle East for these big old games. It's kind of like soccer matches, but in a smaller, like basketball environment, you know.
Yo, that sounds
So
crazy, dog.
it wasn't like about with basketball game. It was like country versus country. You know, like those games were hype. Like the Middle East was like some of them games were hype, bro. Like wow, like fireworks in the gym. I never seen that before.
That shit is crazy, dog. Whew. And so from Dubai, flew back to LA, and then correct me if I'm wrong. And then that's when you hoop with Kobe, right?
Yeah, man. I had moved. I came back from Dubai, and that's when I was living in that pool house in Malibu, and so I moved there. Yeah, exactly. So that's when I came back, and I'd be in Malibu, but like I would stay in like hotels and shit in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like I get like a suite for like a few days, and I'll just invite like all my friends over, and we just kick it, like go out and shit, and just like kick it because I was back in America. You know what I mean? I haven't been back in a while, so it was like cool. You know, Malibu was so far away. I wanted to be like you know what I mean, in the mix. Yeah, in the mix. So it was cool, and that's when I ended up meeting my girlfriend now, with my girlfriend now is my ex-wife. But I met her when I came back from Dubai. The summer I came back from Dubai, I met her, and I was living in Malibu, but I was staying with her place a lot. I go back and forth. But then my agent had hit me up. She was staying in Redondo Beach, actually at the same place where we stay now, same building. But my agent hit me up. He was like, "Yo, the Lakers know you're in town. They want you to try out, or like come to a workout." And I'm like, "What, for real?" It kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm like, because I had played in China the last 2 years, or the 2 years in China, and then Dubai. I'm like, "Now the Lakers hit me up." I'm like, "Damn, okay." So I went in for a workout, and then it ended up being for the D League, for the Defenders thing. I found out later, but I was balling, in this little like pre-camp thing, and the Laker coaches were like there. They're up in their offices, they could see, and my team ended up winning the championship, and I got MVP, and the coaches saw that, and so they basically, my agent hit me up like a day or two later. He's like, "Yo, they like you. They want to sign you to like a non-guaranteed contract." I'm like, "Whoa, for real?" I'm like, "Damn." So basically, before that, I worked out a couple more times, and then I signed the contract, and then they put me in. I moved out of Malibu, and they put me in like a hotel, like with the other free agents, like right next to their practice facility in El Segundo. So I was there, and that's when she like first started started working out. I started working out with the team. The first day while I was with the team, so Kobe was there. Everybody, Jordan Farmar actually. This is a funny thing. So Jordan Farmar, I played with at UCLA. He got drafted to the Lakers a couple of years before. He played on a couple of teams, so this is his second time back on the Lakers. But he was cool. He was like, "Yo, you met Kobe?" And I was like, "Nah." So he introduced me to Kobe. So I'm in the Lakers locker room, like Bynum, Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Sasa Vujic. You know, the 2009 team. Artest had just joined the team. Lamar Odom had just joined the team. Mary Chloe. You know. So but the funny thing is like I'm in the locker room, like I'm like, damn, like where's my locker at? And they're like, oh, rookies and free agents, their lockers in the Sparks locker room, the LA Sparks, the WNBA locker room. So like the free agents and like the non-guaranteed guys like me, we were in the Lakers or in the Sparks WNBA locker room, a whole different locker room than the Lakers. So I was like, oh damn, this is how it is. I'm like, okay. So yeah, went through the training camp. Like it was funny, man. The first day of training camp, we had to like introduce ourselves, and I was like, yeah, and tell us what we played last. I was like, yeah, I'm Mike Fay, played at UCLA, and I remember Kobe, man, R.I.P. He was like, damn, everybody from UCLA light skin, and I was like, what? Like, cause Farmer was on the team, and then
Facts.
the year before that, Matt Barnes is on the team,
Mm.
and they're all light skinned dudes, UCLA, and then I was on the team, so he was like, damn, everybody UCLA light skin. I remember that, man. That was like my first like kind of like encounter on the court with him, and I was like, this is funny. But yeah, and then I think after like the second or third day of camp, Lamar Odom, he started calling me Sinbad. This is somewhere in drills. He's like, "Come on, Sinbad." And then I think
Yo,
like Adam Morrison caught on, and everybody started calling me Sinbad, like on the team. Like I was like, "Oh man, I've been
oh
getting called
no.
Sinbad since high school." High school, college, I actually get the free throw line in college. People be yelling, Sinbad, Sinbad. I be trying to shoot my free throw. I'm like, damn, man. Yeah, man.
Yo, that's tough.
Sinbad.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely got a good comparison. You look like Sinbad, my G. Like
Yeah,
you gotta talk that one up.
yeah. No. I got a friend when I was in college, they had like college basketball players who look like certain celebrities. And I had me on there. They had a picture of me right next to Sinbad, like making the same face. And I'll never forget, it was in college basketball, like National Magazine. Somebody sent it to me. I was like, oh my God. Like, this is funny. Like the
Yo,
whole
that's so
world knows
funny,
now.
dog.
Like,
Whew.
yeah.
Yo,
But nah, the Lakers, yeah, the Lakers is cool, man. They had just won the championship the year before, you know. So like went through training camp, and then I think like the first game was funny. Like I didn't end up playing, but and like I had some like family or friends there, and I was kind of bummed. And then so I go in the locker room, and then after Phil Jackson was coaching, which is crazy. After he was done, after the game was over, Phil comes in the locker room, says his little thing, and then like I put my stuff on and I get ready to leave. And as soon as I'm about to walk out the door, Kobe goes, he's like, Faye. And I stop and I'm like, he's like, you ain't gonna shower? And huh? He's like, you ain't gonna shower? I was like, I didn't play, Kobe. He was like, so you warmed up? You warmed up, right? I was like, you're sweating when you were warmed up? I was like, yeah. I was like, so he's like, you just gonna walk out in public with sweaty balls? This is Kobe. This is Kobe talking, and
that's wild.
I'm like halfway through the door. I'm halfway through the door, like I'm like, man. I was like, man. I just walked out the door, like, man. What are you doing? I was like, man. I just wanted to get out of there, you know.
Right.
Kobe, yeah, Kobe, man. No mercy, man. He was a beast. Yeah, so yeah, I think, and I played in I think towards the end of the preseason, I played like one or two games, and then I got cut, and then I was gonna go back overseas, but then like I talked to the coach that with the Lakers. They're like, yeah, you need to work on a couple things. Go to our D League, which is defenders at the time. You have like a starting spot there. Somebody gets hurt, the D League. You play good, you can get a 10-day, you can get a call up like a 10-day contract. So basically, you were on like an NBA 10 like contract for 10 days, and if they wanted you, they could sign you. If not, you go back to the D League. So that was basically my option at the time. So I did that with the Lakers of the D League. Played well in the D League. I never got called up the whole year, but like I started the whole year, had like good numbers, and I got a bunch of interest overseas. And so after the D League was over, I went back overseas, and that's when I was just going all over the place. But so yeah, I have my little time of 15 minutes with the Lakers. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So it was an honor to like be with them, play with Kobe and Lamar and all them. And then like during training camp, ESPN was doing a documentary. So like ESPN cameras and like everybody was there like during training camp. So they have a documentary that I'm in with like Lakers training camp.
mm,
So it was cool,
yeah,
man.
that's
And
hot.
they ended up winning the championship that year too.
All right, that was a back-to-back year against the Celtics or Magic.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I can't Boston maybe,
I think it was the Celtics that year.
but but yeah, no, it was cool, man. Because after I graduated college, I didn't really have any NBA stuff because I didn't play that year. But lucky, like the Lakers took me on. I played that summer league, played well. I was backing up Andrew Bynum, and then 3 years later, I get to try out for him again and actually make the team for a little bit. So it was crazy how it worked, going around the world and coming back and just getting a call and then going from there. And then I played summer league with the Portland Trailblazers, like after the D League, like in Vegas. I did that. And then after that, I went back. I went to Japan that year. And then
Wait. We gotta circle back though. You gotta tell me a little bit more about what was it like playing with Kobe. I remember you told me one story. Maybe we shouldn't be on this drone or whatever. But like practices, like you used to tell me how like intense, and he just like took no mercy. Like the situation with Sasha Vujovic, whatever the fuck happened. You gotta tell me more about like what was it like hooping with Kobe like in the practices.
No, it was crazy. Just from like the first time I met him, like in the in the locker room when Farmer introduced me to him, he just had like this aura about him. It was crazy. It's like, damn, it was kind of like, oh, I've been around a lot of celebrities and a bunch of NBA players, but there's only like a couple few who are like super, super like icons of stars that you're just kind of like, damn, like, you know what I mean? So like Kobe, Kobe just had his presence about him, but he was all business. Like on the court, like he was a killer. Like he would get on you, like, you know what I mean? Like he used to go out Phil, like first day of practice, he was going out like Phil. I'm like, dang, like, and the crazy thing was like we had a scrimmage against like it was like the free agent and stuff against like the top team, and we ended up tying the game with Kobe. It was like Kobe, D Fish, Lamar, Artest, and Gasol. We ended up tying them in a freaking scrimmage, and Phil got mad and he kicked off the first team and kept us on. And Kobe was like, hell nah. He was like, nah, it's a tie game. He was like, yo, put more time on the clock. He's looking at the guy running the clock. He's like, yo, put more time on the clock. And Phil's like, no, you guys just lost to the third team. He's like, you're off the court. He's like, we didn't lose, it was a tie. He was like, you guys basically lost. He's like, nah. He's like, that's fucked up, Phil. Like, put more time on the court. And Kobe and Phil's like, get off the court. I'm just standing there the whole time, like watching this going. This shit is crazy. Phil and Kobe going at it. Like I was just like, but like they finally like got off. Kobe finally like got off the court. Like, it's bullshit, Phil. He's like, it's training camp. We got to get ready for the season. And then we're just sitting there like, damn. And then I think and then like a day or two after that, we're in I think it was I forgot, like it was Sasha Vujovic and Kobe were on the same team in their scrimmage, and I was on the sideline, and like the guy Sasha was guarding, I forgot who it was, ended up scoring twice in a row, and Kobe got and like Kobe and Sasha on the same team. Kobe was like, yo, slapped him in the face. He was like, yo, play some defense yourself, European pussy. Like in front of everybody. Like I stopped, I like looked around, I looked at Sasha, and nobody did anything, and it just started running down court, and I was like, oh, what the heck? You just slapped it in the face and nobody said anything or did anything? I was like, dang. I'm like, Kobe's a beast. Like
Kobe's different, dog.
But like, yeah, he was different, but like just like his work ethic, he was always like, the first one in the gym, and then we had double days, and then we had double days one day, and then I get a call from my girl, and she's in Hermosa Beach, and she's like, yo, you got to come down here. She's like, I'm at the Pita Pit, and Kobe just pulled up. He's at the gym right next door. You got to come. We want to get pictures with him. I'm like, man, I don't even really know this guy, man. I'm like, my girl's like, come on, please, please. So I end up going down there, and I get down there. There's like a Bentley parked like in the handicap spot. And my girl's like, oh, that's Kobe's car. I'm like, he's in there. And then Kobe ends up coming out a little bit later, and I see him. He's like, oh, what up, Faye? And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, how you doing? When we're talking about, I'm like, yo, do you mind taking a picture with my girl and her friends? He's like, nah. So we took a picture together with my girl, and then my girl took a picture with him, and I took the picture. But the funny part about it, and then my girl was like, oh, that's a nice Bentley. He was like, oh yeah, Bentley gave that to me for free for doing a commercial for him. I was just like, damn, like. But the funny thing about it is, like months later, my girl tells me, she's like, yo, you know that picture you took with me and Kobe? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he had his hand on my ass. I'm like, what? I'm like, what, for real? He's like, yeah, he had his hand on my butt. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh man. He's like, I didn't want to tell you when you were with the Lakers. I'm like, man, I'm like, but it wasn't nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But
Right. That's
it
still
was
crazy
enough for her to,
though.
it was enough for her to tell me, you know, but the RIP to him, yeah, no, yeah. So she was probably just starstruck, like,
Right.
yeah, Kobe, man, yeah, yeah, RIP to him, man. But yeah, it was a blessing. That's definitely the highlight of my pro career. In playing in 20 countries and a couple of championships and MVPs are cool, but being able to play with the Lakers and like with Kobe and be around that organization, even when I got cut, I was still with the Defenders. I was still going to that same, El Segundo, same practice facility as the Lakers. Got to play like at Staples Center all the
Mm,
time at the D League. There's like no real fans, but we played before the Lakers. So we got to play in the Staples Center a lot. So it was cool, man. So yeah,
wow.
freaking 10 years later, 11 years later, I'm still here in LA. So this is like this is home now, basically been home since I graduated high school.
That shit is legendary, bro. Like I remember just telling me these stories when we was like getting drunk in Hong Kong or Bangkok, and like that shit was blowing my mind,
Yeah.
and still is, dog. Like fucking playing with Kobe. But what else? What else? I'm trying to. Oh yeah. So what happened after LA for real? Like what was the next? What was the next moves?
What the crazy thing was when I was in the like when I was with the Lakers, I actually got engaged to my girl now. We got engaged on New Year's and then married on Valentine's Day. so so after the D League was over, it was crazy. I got hit up by the first team in Dongguan I played in China. I got hit up by them basically, and they basically they wanted to bring me over to that same city, same team, everything I was on for the summer, and just pay me as a practice player. So, and at that time I was married with my girl, so that was our first trip together, married, was in China.
Wow.
So I went back to where I played 3 years prior. I went back there and I was just practicing and playing. No, it was just practice because the season was over. So they're just paying me as a practice player, like paying me a lot just to be a practice player. So I was like, shit. So I was out there, and then I got hit up by a team in a team in Qatar, and they were like, "Yo, we want you for a month for this much, and if you win the championship, you get this much." I'm like, damn. So I basically left China. Me and my girl left China like the next day, and I told him, I was like, "Yo, I'm bouncing. Like, there's no season here. Like, I appreciate you guys paying me for practice, but I'm gonna go. I need to play these games." So we ended up flying to Qatar. Or actually, we flew to Turkey first. Flew to Istanbul, Turkey, and we had training camp there. So I was sort of Istanbul, Turkey for 3 weeks, and
Wow.
then we flew to Doha. So we were there training camp, yeah, and then we flew to Qatar for this tournament. And this is basically like the Arab Cup. So all the top teams in like Arab areas all playing this tournament. Like I was telling you earlier, like the crowds are crazy. So I'm basically playing for the home team, and my wife comes with me. So she's in Qatar with me, so it's cool. So we were in freaking China, and then Turkey, and now we're in Qatar. And so long story short, I ended up playing in the tournament. We ended up going undefeated, make it to the championship, end up losing in the championship, and it was like it was tough. You know what I mean? So I didn't get that bonus, and I didn't get that. They were gonna give me a passport too, so I was gonna play out there. So none of that happened. So ended up coming back home, and then that's when I signed to play in Japan for played in Japan with dude Mahmoud Abdul Rauf,
Yeah,
played
yeah,
in the NBA.
yeah,
He
for
was Chris
sure.
Jackson before. Yeah, he was my teammate when in Japan. I played in
Oh
Japan 8 months.
shit.
Had my wife out there. Yeah, Japan. That was like out of all the countries I played in, like they're the most professional. Like money was always on time. Like in Japan, culture they're very like neat, very structured. And like if you were on time, you were late type of thing. You know what I mean? So everything was
Right.
always early. Like we had to wear suits to all our games, but like yeah, playing in Japan was dope, man. It was love. I was there like 8 months. Instead of like giving you cars overseas, you know what I mean? Like a lot of countries I play in, they give you cars. Like in Japan, they give you a bike, like a bicycle. You know what I mean? Because like they drive on it, so they give you a whip, bro. Like they put like a bike. They put a bike in the like contract. Like, oh yeah, you get a bike. Because you just ride your bike, everybody rides their bike to the subways or the trains, because everybody takes trains and subways everywhere, you know. A lot of people don't really, it's expensive to drive in Japan. So like so yeah, I should travel a lot like that. But yeah, Japan was cool. And then after that it was just kind of scattered everywhere. And but yeah, the last couple of years when I was playing, I was going from Thailand, Philippines, and China. I was bouncing back for a couple of years doing that. You know, we used to see you a lot in Thailand. They used to be in and out a lot. We used to catch up. So
okay.
yeah, that was cool.
Before we get into Thailand, bro, if you can you tell me this Dennis Rodman story, dog? Because I know you know that shit is.
Oh yeah.
If this shit is cool. If not, we can but that shit is.
Nah, we could talk about it.
Like,
we could talk about it.
Party with Dennis Rodman. What was that like, dog?
Yeah, so so one of my good friends, he's from the Spanaway, Corey Belser. Like we like played AAU together, everything. We're basically like brothers. We call each other cousins. But he played ball overseas for a while, but he got a job with the Miami Heat. So I was playing in Egypt, right? This guy done playing in Egypt, and my boy was in Miami coaching with the Heat. I hadn't seen him in years. So I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, shit. I was gonna fly back to LA, and I was like, fuck it. I had my Egyptian team fly me straight to Miami. I had never been to Florida, so boom. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I call my cousin Bill. I'm like, yo, I'm about to come out. I'm about to come out to Miami, bro, and fuck with you. He's like, bet. I was like, yo, let's turn up, let's do it, let's get it. You know, like just got paid in Egypt. Like, let's go. So I get to Miami, boom, and he has like his little supermodel girlfriend who like picked me up, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. And we go to the place, and he was like, I guess like the Cleveland was playing that night. I didn't even know it because I was coming from Egypt. I didn't know. So she's like, yo, Corey at the game, but he left his ticket, so we're gonna go to the game. I'm like, damn. So it was LeBron when he was on the Cleveland playing against the Bobcats, right? So check this out. So like,
the Bobcats,
so we're at the game. No, the Heat were playing the Bobcats.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I mean bad. Yeah, I said no. I'm not. Yeah, I said Charlotte. Or no, I said Cleveland. I mean the Heat. He were playing the Bobcats. My bad.
Facts.
LeBron's been on so many different teams. You know, it's hard to keep up with it. You know,
LeBron was on the Heat.
But,
right?
Yeah. At the time, he was on the Heat with D-Wade and all that. So basically, yeah. My first day in Miami, I land. Like we having a couple of drinks at the game, and basically LeBron goes off. He ends up dropping 61 that night, which is still his career high. So I was there to witness like his career high 61. Like I'm just going crazy. He just kept getting bucket after bucket. This is my first day in America after like months of being in Egypt, which is crazy, you know. So I'm in Miami, like, yo, at the game, LeBron drops 21. And after the game, we go down and see him. We go to like they got like a club like in the arena for players only. So like we're in the arena drinking and stuff. Like I guess I was hollering at Eric Spoelstra's girl. I didn't even know it. Like I was like, damn, my cousin's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, I didn't even know it was this girl, like the head coach's girl. So, but anyway, so it's like a week or two later, me and my boy are out, and we see Dennis Rodman like in like where we're at, and we're like, what the heck? And then like at the time gone, for some reason we just got connected, and we just started talking. I was talking to him, telling him what I played and stuff and everything. And he was just super cool and stuff. We were just talking, and we were having like drinks and stuff. And then like he brought me up to like his VIP room, and I'm sitting in the VIP room with him with like all these chicks and stuff, and all like the VIP hosts are in there. They're like, "Hey, we're just drinking Jägermeister and stuff." I'm like, "This is crazy, man. We drinking all night and stuff." And then like 6, 7 in the morning, or 7 or 8, he's like, "Yo, you want to go get some breakfast?" And I'm like, what? Like, they took some breakfast, had a supper, and then I'm like, oh, fuck it. So we take a taxi down to like South Beach. We're walking on South Beach. I'm walking with Dennis Rodman like at 7, 8 in the morning. Everybody's like in their car, they stopping, like we're super hung, like still drunk. It's like we're just walking, like talking and shit, and like I'm just walking, everybody's just staring at him, like oh, Dennis Rodman. And then we pull into this one place for breakfast, and like he was like, he's like, just tell everybody no pictures or whatever. So it was crazy, like because he had his glasses on the whole time and like his hat and everything. And then like people kept bothering him, so we left. We went to this other place. There's all these black chicks there. We sit down with them. He ends up buying them all like breakfast, and we're just like I'm just like struggling, like oh. And then we go to like back to like kind of like where he lives, and we sit down, and like this is a couple hours later. We sit down and we eat again, and like he brings me like these like size 15 like custom Ed Hardy shoes because we were like the same size shoe. He brings me these shoes and he tried to give them to me. And like I didn't, they weren't my style, but they were super dope. They're like the Louis Vuitton ones, like with the spikes and stuff. I don't know, they were dope, but I don't. It wasn't really my style, so I didn't take them. I should have took them, but I didn't. And I'm like, damn, because they were custom like Dennis Rodman shoes. But anyways, so like we're going through the night, and I'm like, it's like we're sitting there eating, and I try to catch him on Snapchat. And he sees me, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, come on, brother. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I put it away. I was like, my people aren't going to believe this shit. You know what I mean? So, and then he's like, so we're just talking. And then he's like, tell me about his life. Tell me about how he's a bad, like, parent. Just, he's like getting real deep and stuff. And like, I'm like crying, like, kind of like, just like, he's pretty fucked up. Like, I'm like, damn. And he's like, oh, you want to go work out? And I'm like, oh, fuck it, let's just keep this fucking wild ride, this roller coaster going. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go work out. So we go to his fucking penthouse, right? And we go in there and like, he's got a nice ass place. Like he's showing me like his like pictures of his kids and stuff, talking about his dad, just talking about his life and stuff. He's getting deep. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, yo, this dude like me? Like, what's going on? Like, we've been kicking it for a while. Like,
what time is it,
so I'm
yo?
like,
What
so he's
time is
like,
it at
yo,
this point?
it's like 10, 11, like 11, 12 noon.
That's wild, dog. All right, before I keep going.
Yeah, and we had no sleep, no nothing. We've been eating and stuff, but still just struggling. Oh, and I'm like he doesn't wear shorts for some reason, so he gives me some pants and then like a polo shirt, and he has all these shoes, and he's like, "Yo, take whatever you want, and it's yours." So I go in to another bathroom, like on the other side of where he's at, like other side of like the penthouse, and I make sure I lock the door. I take a shower, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But I put the workout gear on. He comes out, and he's like, all right, and we go to like this like private gym, like they let him in, like in the fucking, I don't know, in like the condo wherever he's in, and he's like, grab some dumbbells. So I grab like some 20, 25. He grabs whatever, and then he fucking walks into the steam room, and I'm like, the fuck is this dude doing? And we started doing a full like workout in the fucking steam room off no sleep.
Wow.
And he's like, come on, brother, come on. We're doing push-ups like all this in the steam room. And I'm dying. I'm like, ah. And this fool still has his sunglasses on, bro. Still has his sunglasses on, and we're fucking working out. I'm working out with Dennis Rodman after an all-nighter in the fucking steam room with weights, bro. I had to go out a couple times and like catch my breath and be like, yo, this shit really happening? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yo,
and so finally that gets done, and then we go back to his place, shower and separate showers, and then I come out like, and he comes out like Dennis Rodman out with the hat with the feather, fucking sunglasses, like and like get up. He's like, yo, let's go to Coco's and get some drinks. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, man, I'm going home to sleep. Like, oh, come on, brother. So I take a taxi back to my cousin's condo, right? I get back there. He's like, we had like 3 or 4 people over there. And all he knows, I'd left like a day ago. I was like basically a day ago with Dennis Rodman. I didn't answer any of his calls or anything. I get back, he's like, yo, what the fuck? Where'd you go? You live with Dennis Rodman? Like, what the fuck happened? I tell him the story. They're like, no way. And like, I'm serious, bro. And then I pass out at like 4 or 5 p.m. all through the night. I get up the next day and I have like 13 missed calls from Dennis Rodman.
Yo.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And my boy Corey calls me. My boy Corey's like, yo, you should have been so and so last night. Dennis was there. He's like, he kept asking about you. I'm like, what? So then a couple of days later, I had met these met these people, right? And then we were chilling at like a hotel pool, and then we went to the hotel room, and there's like probably like 10 people, and I know I was talking to Dennis. He ended up coming through the hotel. We were all like partying together. Like, oh my, I'm like, yo, Dennis Rodman's about to come over, and they're like, yeah, all right, blah blah. And that fool actually came in there like, what the fuck? Like, what? And then, like, we were partying and shit. Like, we kicked it a couple of times. He was telling me how he wanted to, like, put me on his team to go to South Korea. Like, he was about to get a team to go over to South Korea. He's going
You
to pay me
mean, you
so-and-so
mean
in a
North
couple of
Korea or
weeks. I
South
was like,
Korea? Wait, do you mean
North Korea, my bad.
North Korea?
North Korea. He was
Oh
like, yo, and like
no.
he put me in touch with his agent, like his basketball agent and his talent agent, and all this stuff, and was trying to get me plugged. And like he was super cool, man. Like it
Wow.
was crazy, man. I look at him way different now, like, and like we kept in touch a little bit, but like he's crazy. Like his phone's tapped. So he has a flip phone, and he always changes phone numbers and stuff, man, because he always messes with North Korea, so his phone's tapped.
Mm.
So he's always changing phones and shit, so it's hard to get a hold of. But
Dennis
yeah,
fucking Rodman, dog.
D Rodman, man.
Woo! Yo, that's love. That's so funny, dog. I'm glad
Yeah.
that story is on wax. Oh shit, damn, yeah, we've been at this show for a while, but yeah, to finish up, dog. So you ended up like having Bangkok being your home for a little bit, and that's what. Oh no, actually, we didn't meet. We met in Hong Kong. There's a total
Yeah, but
different.
I had been in Bangkok like a couple of years prior. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess just what's up? Because Bangkok is that fucking spot as far as I'm concerned. And that's like, a big part of my life as far as my travel experiences, spending that year and a half in Thailand and then those couple months in Hong Kong. But yeah, what was it like just like hooping in Bangkok, living in Bangkok, all of that shit?
Man, the funny thing was growing up, like only thing like in school, only thing I knew about Bangkok was it was just a funny word. Like it was like a capital that didn't make sense, or like it was a capital that like I was like, nah, that ain't the name. That ain't the name. Because the kid would be like, you know what the capital of Bangkok is? Or you know what the capital of Thailand is? Like what? Bangkok. And they
Yeah.
hit you in the cock. You'd
Oh
be like,
no.
that's a good idea. Game they played the Bangkok game. You never played the Bangkok game? No
Dog,
homo. Like,
yo,
what's the
that's
capital of Thailand? Bangkok. Ah, and you hit them. I never played it, but anyways, no, Bangkok was probably my favorite place. The place I had the most fun at, like out of all the countries I played in. Like Bangkok, like has like a little like I got like Bangkok will like how I'll be in my heart. It's kind of like well, like my I don't know how to explain, but yeah, just a beautiful
yes.
like country. Like my first year there, like it's crazy how I got out there. Our boss, the guy running Top Flight, Ike. I saw him at an alumni event like in Beverly Hills. Like he played at UCLA too, so I went to the basketball UC like a UCLA alumni event. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like a lot of big names were there. But I ended up I had played against Ike like in the men's gym there in the summer with the pros and stuff. I had played against Ike and knew he went to UCLA and seen him around, so I kind of knew him, but I never really talked to him. So I talked to him at this alumni event, and we exchanged info. And he ended up calling me like a couple months later to come to Thailand for a tournament. But I had already signed in Uruguay, so I went to play in Uruguay, came back, and he hit me up like probably 6, 7 months later, and he was like, "Yo, I got a job in Thailand. You want to come play?" And I was like, "They got basketball in Thailand?" And he was like, "Yeah, come out." And that's when I got on like the Mad Goats. I won like championship and the MVP my first year there. You know what I mean? And then I came back and won like another championship and got like a scoring title. And I was just like, I was playing well there. I had my girl out there too. So, and like we loved it. It was cheap out there, the weather, the people. And, we kind of fell in love with Thailand you know, and like the basketball was cool. Like, and so yeah, so it was in Thailand, and then I played a lot of other places, Indonesia, Malaysia. Like I'd go a lot of places, other places, and play, but I'd come back. Usually come back to Thailand was kind of like my home base, like in Asia or Southeast Asia. And yeah, just the friendships I met from Top Flight, working, for Ike's Academy, and
Wow.
meeting all the foreigners who come through there and do like they all got different stories and stuff like that. That's how we met. So it was fun out there. It was like home. A lot of Americans out there. I learned some of the language so I could get around out there. You know, I was single at the time, so so you know, um, but yeah, Bangkok is it's like the movie. It's like Hangover. Was it 2 when they're in Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Hangover 2, like Bangkok. And then people say, "Oh, where's he at? Where'd he go?" Bangkok got him. Like that shit, like Bangkok can get you. Like I had too much fun there. I'm not gonna lie, you know. So, but it was cool, man. I was there during the pandemic, which was crazy for like 3 months, and then that's the last place I was overseas before I came back to LA. I was in Thailand, and then I had all these different contracts, and but everything got shut down with COVID, you know. So
Right.
and that's where we are. That's where we are now.
Facts. Well, yeah, you definitely let's say took me to some places in Bangkok that I would have never stepped foot into if I ain't know you. Like some of them, like I remember like the one I feel like the first joint you went to, it was really just like a random ass apartment building, seemingly. Like it was like, and we went up like 6 flights of stairs. And then you go like
Yeah,
I felt like I was going to somebody's crib. I was smacked. And then like it was a whole situation, dog. Like I don't have to say whatever too much, but I remember smoking hookah and like, yeah, people. It's just a different place, man. It's not
yeah.
much
Like
to
I mean, I
say.
went. Yeah, going to UCLA. Being in LA, being in Hollywood and stuff. Like going out there and stuff. Like you go hard in Hollywood. Like for like last calls like 1:45. You know what I mean?
Right.
So clubs over by 1:45 too. Like when I was in Thailand, I wouldn't go out till like 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Like that shit was you could really be out all night or all week if you wanted to. So that's why it's like you gotta be careful out there, man.
Yeah, big facts. That cow song was a beast, dog. Like that's like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's really I can't really put that shit into words. Like it makes no sense. Like just and you said I feel like you said
Mm,
this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you was like you've been to God knows how many countries. You're just like
yeah.
nowhere like Bangkok. Like it's just nothing like that shit.
Man, like yeah, it's hard to explain. Like so many people, like I was there off and on 5 years. Like I know I met a lot of people who came for a vacation or came for a week or two and ended up staying 10 years or went back home, sold everything and went to Thailand. And like it's like there's been like the most traveled, the most like tourist like country, the number one tourist country in the
Yeah.
world, like basically every year is Thailand. Thailand, England, I think a couple other places, but Thailand is always up there with, as far as like the dollar goes and just people speak English there. You can get, I mean, I used to be able to shop there and get clothes, everything I needed there, like,
Right.
so it was cool. And then like the Americans there. So it's like, that's kind of, I feel like home. It feels like home being over there, like just moving around on the motorbike, on the back of a motorbike, you know what I mean? Going to all these different wild, like international schools that we used to coach at out in the cut, Bang Na.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I has all
yeah.
over the place.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
yeah, shit was wild. Yeah, man, those were the days. And even I know you didn't like Hong Kong as much, but remember I met like first day, literally my first day in Hong Kong. I went like I got off the flight, got my apartment, went to work, and it was just you and
Uh-huh.
Lou. Well, remember Lou, the little white coat, little white girl from Scotland?
The island of
I
Scotland. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, dog, like I don't know, first day in Hong Kong, meeting you, that was just like that's just I don't know, this shit felt like destiny. Like you just kind of took me under your wing. Also showed me some crazy shit in Hong Kong, like had me in like fucking parties on the 60th floor of buildings, like with way too many Long Island iced teas, meeting billion-dollar bankers and niggas that own fucking Chinese companies and shit. Like, yo, like, and another, yo, yeah,
No,
another
bro.
thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, all right, we can end this joint with the fact that, like, yo, you would really just like walk into places and get hooked up because you're 7 feet tall. Like, like, you was just like, yo, like, I was like, oh, who you know in this joint? You was like, nobody. Like, we just about to get in. I'm 7 foot. I'm like, what, nigga?
Yeah.
What was it
No,
like? Was it like
but
being tall as fuck in these countries, especially in like Asia, wherever? Like you just this.
no, yeah. it's like, no, don't get me wrong. Like when I was like single, like when I was overseas, like and I was like with my girl, like she'd be with me and stuff, you know. And then but like when I was like overseas, you know, like by myself, like I went to play in all these different countries, you know, and then with social media, I would just meet people while I was out and stuff. So I got this big like social network, like in especially in Southeast Asia. So if I was playing somewhere, you know, I hit somebody, I'd be like, "Yo, like, what's good? Like, how you doing?" I met like a lot of people. So I know a lot of people like in Cambodia, like in every country. So I go to any country and like be able to meet up with people and be able to kick it with them, which is cool, you know. So I'd be living overseas basically when I was single. So I'd be done playing in Thailand. I'd either live there or I'd go to Cambodia or go somewhere else. So it's like being like at home, you know what I mean? Like over there,
Yeah.
because know so many people, know how to move. It's easy to move around from country to country and just so yeah.
Oh, okay. I got a question. I know, like, was there had to be times where like you're out in all these different countries, you by yourself, you don't, you're away from family. Was there ever like a loneliness aspect to just like always being away, always meeting new people?
Um yeah, like that's the one thing is like growing up, I used to go to a lot of different schools. So, you know, like I was like shy, you know, kind of growing up, and then you know, basketball kind of opened me up because you know, having to you know interact and talk and stuff, so that helped. And then uh, it's just been yeah, like my mom when I was in college, like my mom moved from Washington State to Anaheim, like Orange County, when I was in college. So she went to a lot of my games, like my brothers and stuff. So she was like there with me. So I saw her a lot in college. But then like yeah, when I played overseas, I go play whatever, and I always fly back home for like a week, see my family. You know what I mean? Like make sure they're all right. We'd all get together, you know, because I'd be gone. So we did that for like a lot of years. Like every year I'd come back for like a week or two. We have a barbecue, so I'd see my family and stuff, and then we keep it on social media. So I don't know, like my first year or two, I think my first year I got homesick just being in China 'cause I didn't really do much. But then once you see like there's a grind and stuff, you know, like at first, like as soon as the season was over, I couldn't wait to get home. Sometimes the teams that owed me like money, I'd go home just because I was just so ready to go. You know, I was just like, I need to get out of here, get back home. But as I got older, I started to like kind of enjoy and get more comfortable where I was at and look at it like not just as a job, like it's kind of like your life, like you're living here, you know. Not I wasn't in a rush to get back to America and got used to moving around overseas and like liking it. Liking every place is different. Every day is different. It's different than being in the States, you know. So just through traveling and stuff, like um, like I'd always come back and see my family. So I never really got once I got older, I never really got like 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 homesick or anything like that. You know, so and then as I got older and like later in my career, I would just stay after the season was over. I would just stay there, you know, because it's like I didn't really have anything in America. I mean, I have my family and stuff, but I prefer to be overseas. It was cheaper and just you know, in America, you know how it is. You're overseas, like America is a little different, and like yeah, especially when COVID and when Trump was president and stuff. I was like, man, I ain't coming back. We remember when Trump got elected, we were in Hong Kong together.
Yeah, that shit was
I remember
wild.
that day. I remember that day. Us, we were like in the room, like watching it, like, yo, Trump and Ike was like tripping out. He was
Yo,
like,
Ike was really like in shock.
we were together. We were together when Donald Trump got like elected, bro. That's crazy. In
Uh,
Hong Kong.
I was like, I'm not going back, dog. Like, that's the first thing I said.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't go back for years. I didn't go back for years, bro.
yeah,
But now we got Biden, so you know. But
I guess whatever. Like, I'm,
yeah, but yeah, I'm getting the itch. Like I said, I went to Peru a couple weeks ago, and I was in Cancun like in October. But other than that, it's been hard to travel and do stuff. And my girl like loves to travel, so like I said, we're going to Costa Rica all of September, and if we like it, then we might just move out there, you know. So, or we're just trying to look for you know some property or you know being like a big boy now, growing up doing grown up things, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel that
So
you collected
basketball, yeah.
you know, collected a lot of different checks in different countries. Now it's time to whatever, do what the
Yeah,
fuck you
man.
gotta do. But yeah, yo,
Trying to invest, man. Yeah, I've been doing this Bitcoin stuff, man. That shit was up for a while, and now it's like China's canceled it out. A lot of places
yeah,
that shit's dipped a lot. It's my first time doing like stocks and shit. I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, I
I
feel the
don't know
same way,
about this
dog.
stuff.
When I,
You
yeah,
gotta like learn, man. Like read. That's a good thing though, man. Like been reading more and stuff. Like I've been playing ball. It's just all been ball now. Now ball's basically semi-retired now. So another like second chapter in life. You know what I mean? So, but it's cool, man. Back together with my boo. You know what I mean? So going through
congrats.
life now. It's a lot better when you got somebody with you. You know?
I feel that,
Yeah.
dog. I'm very grateful to
Yeah.
have my life partner with me as well. But yeah, yo, you know where to find me,
Down
dog.
there. Yeah.
If you ever feel like getting,
Yeah.
Galapagos is like the spot here. Might
Man,
not fuck with that.
yo, that's out there.
Yeah, Galapagos is in Ecuador.
Galapagos.
That's like the big like tourist
I've
spot.
I've seen it on National Geographic or whatever. That place is crazy, man.
It's different,
Like
dog.
me and my chick would definitely come out there. Like, we have you because like Peru and Ecuador are right there, huh? Costa Rica's right there too, huh?
Costa Rica is a little
Or
farther up
it's
there.
a
Costa
little.
Rica is in Central
Uh,
America. Yeah, but
okay.
Costa Rica is a lot closer than fucking LA. But
Yeah, yeah, man.
but yeah, yo, if you come down to Ecuador, it's gonna be, I don't, I'm retired. I don't party no more. I'm living the low key life. But
Yeah,
definitely,
I don't party either, man.
yeah,
I'm like chill. I tell you, yeah, I'm on that health tip, man. So.
that's
So
what's
yeah,
up.
I'm like a whole different dude from Bangkok. You
Hey,
know,
well, hey,
yeah, I have my fun. I have my fun. Now they got all that. Have
I
my good
feel,
time.
I, I feel the same way. Not as wild, but Dennis Rodman or did you play with LeBron too? Let's fucking get this joint over with.
Oh yeah, while I was in Miami, yeah, party with LeBron.
That's wild.
Uh, man, I got crazy. We gotta do this again. I got crazy stories like I got pop locking battles in Vegas against Kyrie Irving.
You what,
Uh,
man? All right, yo, we gotta have a part two.
I got dancing, like, battling Justin Timberlake after his concert. Like, I got wild stuff, bro. Yeah,
No,
I
no,
told you a little bit, but like, I got a lot more. Yeah, we
no, no.
definitely have to do this again soon. Shit, maybe when I'm in Costa Rica in
Dog.
September.
The coolest thing, like, first of all, like this podcast is whatever. Like, it's fun, and it's just like it's really like
Yeah,
it's an excuse to like catch up with my friends and like now that I live out the
yeah,
country, it's like a good reason to just like be in touch. And like I'll get story. Well, a lot of
yeah.
this like with my last guest, like I'll hear things about my friend's life that I would have never
Hmm.
heard. Like I would have had in the
Yeah,
conversation I would have never had if I ain't ask him like, yo, like I'm trying to rap with you, bro. Let's like put this one up, see people might fuck with it. Like
yeah. It's
so,
different when it's on Zoom. Different when it's on Zoom and it's not with like a group of people.
right. Yeah, dog. I
Just
mean,
like one on one.
yeah, maybe one day I'll go viral and I can get my budget up. But for now, I'm just kicking it, just like off the mud, out the
Yo, we
mud.
gotta get my yeah, get my shit. How many have you done? How many podcasts have you done?
I think this gonna be the 12th drum, and
Okay.
yeah, this the first one. I definitely want to do more like people I met like overseas. I want to get Matt on this John. Definitely try to get shot on this
Yeah, he's the
John.
head coach.
I know. I'm
He's the head
definitely like,
coach, master head coach in Vietnam.
yeah.
So that's dope. Yeah.
I was actually I actually got to respond to his DM. I gotta try to keep in touch with people and
Hmm.
shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep in touch better.
You should talk to freaking Paul.
Paul,
Interview
yo,
Paul.
yo, I might have to. It's funny,
I'm
yo.
still in the basketball groups.
Oh, we're online.
The ones on. Yeah, I'll read them sometimes. And just laugh like.
Yo, that's wild. That's a wild motherfucker. Maybe we can have the next John. We'll throw Paul on with us. Me, you, and Paul.
Oh yeah, I like a little group one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
good. But yo, dog, like I appreciate this shit. Like your stories are hilarious
Yeah.
and interesting. You lived a crazy life, and I definitely
Yeah, man.
grateful to meet you out in Hong Kong, and you definitely like took me under your wing in Bangkok. Had me hooping with pros and shit. Like you had me the one joint you had me on like we took like 4 bong hits, and you took me to practice with a pro team, dog. I was ass. I was so fried.
Do that have? Yeah, sometimes I used to do things differently, man.
Oh, God.
I remember after we used to be done coaching, we go watch we smoke out the apple and then watch
Yeah.
the Thai Willow or the Thai Price is
Oh
Right.
yeah, dog. We watched the Thai TV
Thailand
shows.
Price is Right.
Oh,
Yo, that
yeah.
show was funny, man.
Yeah. That's when you lived a little far out. We had the one restaurant spot to go to. Yeah, that's dog.
Yeah, we went to that spot every time.
Get a
Yeah.
get a little 40 and just get busy. But yo, like I said, man, I'm definitely blessed that I met you out in Asia. You definitely made my experience a lot better. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you like telling me
Yeah.
stories, dog.
That was my job, man. Anytime I had a lot of friends from like high school and stuff, when they be in Asia, I'd be like, "Oh, come through Bangkok, man. Like I got you. I'll show you around." You know what I mean? Like that shit was a movie. Like every time.
It really was. You was connected, dog. Like that's some good time. And you
Yeah.
know, and Joe, I don't even gotta get Joe in this, but like
Oh yeah.
that shit was different, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. There's so many characters. So many like just people in Bangkok. There. That's what keeps it like thriving. Like
I
the people, man.
know.
Like wild stories.
It's crazy, dog. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get Joe in this joint. He got his stories is too wild. Like I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
that would be some shit, but
You might have to go on his show and then see what he pushes
yeah, I
for them,
gotta
and then go with that. Like kind of
uh,
gotta like see what. But yeah, man, I had the crazy thing is I had a contract in Thailand. It was for last April for like 6 months, man. I was gonna go back out there, but I was gonna be like outside of Bangkok.
mm,
But with COVID happening, like it's all stopped, and then like it's bad right now. They're on lockdown, I think. So it's like,
darn.
yeah. Speaking of Thailand, but it's all good though. I still got that Mexican passport we got to get into too. So I might be going to Mexico soon to play.
Yeah, go fuck with Knicks. I said Knicks on his joint too. That's he
Yeah. Nick is cool. He been playing all around the world too. So I'm sure he got some dope stories. He's been moving a lot since he was in Thailand,
yeah.
Europe, Middle East,
Yeah.
Asia.
I be
Yeah,
following him on the gram. He definitely when
yeah.
I went out to Saigon, and he definitely showed me a good time. He was out there in the Vietnam League.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good ass
Nice. Yeah,
time.
he's on the team that master head coach of the team he was on.
Right, exactly,
Saigon Heat.
Saigon
Yeah,
Heat, big facts. But yeah, dog, we
yeah,
definitely, we're gonna run this on
yeah.
back, and I'm gonna holler at you. Hit me up if you ever
All
trying to
right, man.
stay in
All
touch.
right.
So it's a lot going
Peace
on in this
out, man.
world. My God, appreciate you, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up soon.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, my fucking guy.